In today's video, we will be going through the process of creating Cloud Composer environment within Google Cloud Platform. And once we have our Composer environment created, I will also be showing you how to create and run your first Apache Airflow DAG within Cloud Composer. So let's get to it. Alright, before we dive into the demo, I quickly want to walk you through a quick overview of what Google Cloud Composer is. So Google Cloud Composer is a managed workflow orchestration on Google Cloud. So this is a managed service that is provided by Google Cloud Platform. And what Google Cloud Composer is, by definition, is it's a fully managed workflow orchestration service that is built on Apache Airflow. And this one is designed to automate and manage data pipelines. So this is, in other words, a managed Apache Airflow that runs on Google Cloud. So if you are trying to run a Apache Airflow in Google Cloud, you can basically create a Google Cloud Composer environment, and this will come with Apache Airflow on top of it. Alright, so you can use Cloud Composer to orchestrate complex workflows in the cloud, and you can also use it to integrate with various Google Cloud and external services for streamlined data movement and processing. What are the benefits of using Google Cloud Composer? So Google Cloud Composer is fully managed. So this helps you reduce operational overhead by automating Airflow infrastructure management. So if you have tried to create Airflow within your local environment, it's actually very frustrating sometimes. So you have to either run it in Docker, or you have to install it within your local environment, and this comes with a lot of setup, but in Google Cloud, this one is fully managed. So all you have to do is basically create an environment within your cloud account, and this one will come with Airflow installed, so you don't have to worry about setting it up. So this is fully managed. The other advantage or benefit of Cloud Composer is it is scalable, so you can automatically scale your Airflow environment, and this one will handle large and complex workflows. So if you have large and complex workflows, this one you can scale it either up or down depending on your needs. Okay, so that's another benefit of using Cloud Composer. The other one is it's integrated with Google Cloud. So if you have your workflows running within Google Cloud environment, you can actually use Cloud Composer to orchestrate your ETL processes. And this one will help you because you can integrate with other services like BigQuery, GCS, Dataflow, and many other services within Google Cloud environment. So in the demo that we'll be showing you today, we will be interacting with BigQuery and GCS, and we will orchestrate that pipeline using Google Cloud Composer. So again, if your data environment lives in Google Cloud environment, you can use Cloud Composer to orchestrate all of your data environment and services. And then the other benefit is this is open source foundation. Again, this is Apache Airflow running on cloud environment. So all of the benefits of Apache Airflow, the community, the DAGs, the operators, all of them will be available for you in GCP environment. All right, so that is another benefit of using Google Cloud Composer. Some of the core capabilities of Cloud Composer, one is workflow orchestration. Again, you can automate your complex workflows across multiple cloud services. So if you have a lot of services within your Google platform, you can use Cloud Composer to orchestrate all of those services. And then the other benefits or core capabilities of Cloud Composer is scheduling. So you can schedule your workflows to run periodically. You can also schedule to run on demand or in response to events. Monitoring and logging is another core capability of Cloud Composer. You can monitor your DAGs, you can see the logs, and you can also create alerts on your tasks. So if a task fails or if your DAG fails, you can get an email and you can go and investigate what's going on. And then the other capability is integration support. So Airflow natively supports Google Cloud products and APIs. It also integrates with external services. And on top of this, you can use Python because Airflow is built on Python, so you can create custom Python code to interact with external services as well. Okay, so these are the core capabilities of Cloud Composer. And then this is quickly the high-level architecture for Cloud Composer. So this comes with the Airflow environment. So Cloud Composer provides you with the managed Apache Airflow instance. It also includes cloud storage, and this is within Google Cloud environment. This is where you store your DAGs and files and plugins as well. Airflow within Cloud Composer runs on GKE cluster, so this is Kubernetes cluster. So Kubernetes cluster within a Google environment in Cloud Composer enables you to run the Airflow web server. It also runs the scheduler as well as the worker nodes. And then the other one is the cloud monitoring and logging. So this is also within the this is also one of the services that is available within the Google Cloud Composer. So you can monitor um, your DAGs as well as to see the logs. Okay, so you can track the logs and performance metrics, and this provides you with better visibility. All right, so this is the architecture, and you can get this one from the Composer environment within Google Platform documentation. So you can see that this is your Cloud Composer environment, and within it you see your Airflow schedulers, your Airflow workers, your monitoring Composer agent, as well as the external databases that interact with it. Okay, so this is just a high-level architecture overview. And then we proceed. Some of the use cases for Cloud Composer include data pipelines. Again, you can use Cloud Composer to automate your ETL pipeline processes. So if you have ETL process, you can actually use Airflow to orchestrate it end to end. So you can have a process that is ingesting the data. You can have one that is transforming, loading, and creating reports and all of that. Airflow can do all of the orchestration for that. Okay, so it can manage your entire pipeline and automate it as well. It also comes with, it also helps you with machine learning pipelines, so you can coordinate data preparation, training, and deployment, as well as application integration, so you can manage your workflows across multiple cloud and on-prem services. And then this other one, for report generation, you can schedule your data refreshes and generate reports. So you can have a DAG that refreshes your reports either daily or hourly, and generate the reports as well for you. Okay, so that is just high level overview of Google Cloud Composer. There's a lot more, but I just wanted to quickly walk you through a quick overview. All right, so now let's proceed to our demo, and in our demo we will create our Composer environment, and then once we have the Composer environment created, we will create a DAG within our Airflow environment that will perform a simple task, and then from there I will show you how the environment looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So all you have to do is go to your log into your Google Cloud account. So right here, I'll go to my console, and in your Google Cloud account, this is my dashboard. To get Cloud Composer, you can go to the menu here and scroll down to Composer, or you can basically just go here and type Composer here, and that's what I will do. I'll just type Composer, and you'll see right here it says Composer, and this is Managed Workflow Orchestration Service. This is the one that you're looking for. Just open that, and this will bring you to the Composer environment here. You may have to enable the API for this. I think I already did it. If it pops up for you, just go ahead and enable the API for Composer. And as you can see here, this is the environment. So this is a Composer environment, and with Composer you can easily create and manage Airflow environments. So let's go ahead and get started now with our first environment. So I'm going to hit here where it says create environment, and you can see here we have two versions right now. We have Airflow 2 and Composer 3, or sorry, Composer 2 and Composer 3. So this one is still in preview for Composer 3, but I think it is a more modernized version of Composer 2. We used to have Composer 1, but I believe that one has been deprecated right now. So we only have these two right now. So we'll go ahead and create this one for Composer 2 because this one is in preview. So I'll just go ahead and hit this one for Composer 2. And you can read this. As you can see, it says environments are self-contained Airflow deployments based on Google Kubernetes engine, and they work with other Google Cloud services using connectors built into Airflow. So you can create one or more environments in single Google Cloud project, and you can create Google Cloud Composer environments in any supported region. All right. So like I mentioned in that intro, Airflow runs on Google Kubernetes engine. All right. So when you create your Airflow, you will see that there is also a Kubernetes engine that is created as well for this environment, and we'll see that once we create our environments. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll call this Composer 2 because this one is running in Composer 2, or it's Composer 2 version of Google Cloud Composer. You can choose the region here. I will leave it in US Central 1, and I will leave the image version to be this one. This is the latest one, so I'll leave it. I'll choose that one. And then this service account, this is also quite important because this is the service account that will also enable you to interact with other services once you have your environment created. So I think it's recommended for you to use a service account either dedicated to Airflow or one that you regularly use. So for me, I regularly use this Airflow data engineering one. So I will select that because that one has a number of um, services also. I have BigQuery, they have GCS, I have Cloud Function, and all of those. So I'll take this one, but you can create one and just come and select it from here. Or also you can use the pre-selected one for you, so it doesn't matter. And then you come down here, environment resources. So you can choose the size for your environment. I'm just going to use small for this. The small one comes with one scheduler, with 0.5 virtual CPUs, 2 GP for memory, and 1 GP for storage. The environment again comes with your scheduler, your trigger or triggerer, your web server, and your worker. And all of this will be created within Google Kubernetes engine. So you can navigate and see the configurations for this. So you can also customize it. You can choose the number of schedulers that you want, the CPUs, and all of this. So this is the custom one. I'm just going to go with a pre-selected one, which is this one for small. You can also go to network configuration and choose your network. If you have some default network configurations that you need to specify, you can do that here. And then there's also advanced section here. You can, for data encryption, if you have your custom encryption, you can provide it here. And also for maintenance windows, you can select it here. So I'll leave all of this default as default, and we will go ahead and hit create for this. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit create. All right, so this will create our Composer environment, and this might take a little bit of time. So I think we'll come back when this one is done creating, and we will see how the dashboard looks like once this is created. So I will pause this video and come back once this one is ready. Okay, so looks like our Composer environment is now created, and you can see the state here is showing us running. And this took some time. I think it took around 18 minutes, and for you it might take around this time as well, or a shorter time. But now that our environment is created, we can start navigating and exploring it. So you can see this is your environment created here, and if you click, you will see some details for this environment. So you can see now that you have your logs. So this is monitoring. You can monitor how your web server is looking, your scheduler, your database health. You can also go to the DAG statistics. If there's a DAG that is running, you can see the statistics for that as well here. There's a scheduler here. You can see the scheduler. Again, this scheduler is a service that schedules your DAGs. So if you schedule a DAG to run today, daily, hourly, this is the service that will trigger your DAG once the time is up. You have the worker nodes here. So you can see the CPU usage, memory usage, things like that. You have the triggerers. This is the service that triggers your DAG once the time is ready. And then your web server. So this is your web server. This one will run your UI, your Airflow UI, and then the SQL database. So this is the database in the backend that stores your metadata for your Airflow. So this is the environment again for your Composer, and you can navigate across this menu here to see your logs, how your Airflow is doing. You can see the logs here. Any DAGs available in your environment, you can see it here. Looks like we have one DAG in our Airflow currently running. You can see your environment configuration. So you can see all of this from, for example, you can see your web UI, and you can actually open it from here. You can open your web UI from right there. So this will be your Airflow UI. And I think if all is good, you will see here. All right, so this is our web UI for Airflow. So if you have worked with Airflow, you can see this is very similar. The Airflow is basically similar across the board. So if you're running locally, if you're running it using Docker, the UI is always very similar. So this is the UI for Airflow. And again, this one is managed in GCP using Cloud Composer. So this is your Airflow UI. You can also see your DAGs folder from here as well. Okay, so you can open it and you will see that your DAGs actually live in GCS. So there's a packet that's created for you within Google Cloud Storage where your DAGs are located, and you can also navigate from here. So if you go here in your packets, you can see your Airflow Composer. I think this is the one that we just created. That's the packet for that. And within the packet, you can see we have DAGs, we have data, we have logs, and we also have plugins as well. All right, so this is your storage, your GCS storage, and again your DAGs will be inside here. Okay, go back here, you can view the logs for your environment. So this is the this will be the logs. So if everything is running fine, if something is not running fine, again you can come here and see the logs. Okay, so that is for monitoring. We go back, so you can also see the Airflow configurations. If there are any overrides that you have provided, you can edit this and specify them right here. Environment variables, labels, packages, and things like that. Okay, so that's one way of looking into the setup for your Airflow. You can also navigate to those same services from here. So if you see this here, you will see that this is the Airflow web server. This will take you to your Airflow UI. If you click it, it will bring you to your Airflow UI. And also the same thing here, DAGs. So if you click here, it will take you to the DAGs that are running in your environment. Okay, so you open that and you will see that there's only one DAG currently running. So if you have more DAGs, as you create more DAGs to orchestrate your pipelines, you will see the list of DAGs listed right there for you. Okay, you can also see the logs for your environment as well. So this is the same thing that we were just looking on the other side. And then right here, this is also important, DAGs folder. You can open it also from here, and this is again your GCS packet where your DAGs are located. Okay, so if you have a DAG, you can upload it right from here. I mean, straight from your local machine. If you upload the DAG here, it's going to reflect in your dashboard or your web UI, and you can trigger it and run it. Okay, so that is our DAGs folder. Again, it lives in GCS. All right, so we have gone through a quick overview of how the environment looks like for Cloud Composer and how the UI for Airflow looks like when it's running within Cloud Composer. And again, it looks very similar if you are running locally. So the UI for Airflow is very similar across the board. And this is because this is basically Airflow, Apache Airflow running in Google Cloud as a managed service. All right, so it should be very familiar to you if you have worked with Airflow. This is how it looks. The other thing I mentioned is that Airflow runs using Kubernetes engine. So if you type here GKE or Kubernetes engine or dashboard and open it, you will see that we have at least one service running for Airflow. Okay, so you can see here this is the cluster that is powering our, or that is running our Airflow right now. So this is the Kubernetes cluster that is running our Composer Airflow. So behind the hood, it's running using Kubernetes engine. Okay, so that is we've seen that, and I mean you can go here and see some of the configurations for Kubernetes and things like that. Okay, so you can see here our workloads. We have our workloads here listed in Kubernetes dashboard environment. So you can see our Airflow monitoring, Redis, scheduler, all of those services that are core components of Airflow. These ones are being powered by Kubernetes engine. Okay. So now that we have our environment created and we have our Airflow running, let's go ahead and see if we can run a sample DAG. Okay, so and a DAG again is basically a direct acyclic graph that represents tasks that run your pipeline. So you can have, for example, you can have one task that brings your data, ingests your data from the source. You can have another one that will transform. You can have another one that will load. You can have another one that will send it to external services, either SFTP or to other databases. So basically, if you connect those together, it creates what we call a direct acyclic graph. And I will show you that. I don't know if this one will have a graph. Let's see the graph for this. So this one is just basic operator here. But let's go ahead and create one that will have a basic pipeline or direct acyclic graph connected. So tasks connected to each other, doing basic different operations. So in this example that I'll be showing you, we will be creating a DAG that will basically export a BigQuery table and load it to GCS. So basically this one will just export data from a table in BigQuery and load it or store it in Google Cloud Storage bucket. Okay, so this is the DAG that will be doing that. So I'm just at the top here, and you can write this locally the way I did. For example, I just wrote the Python code that does this. So this is the DAG that does this, and I did that using the Visual Studio Code. You can also do the same thing using Cloud Shell if you don't want to run it locally. So you can just write your code there and upload it. But I will be writing this. I mean, I wrote this code in my Visual Studio Code locally, and what we'll do is we'll save it and then we'll just upload this code to our DAG and it's going to run. So quickly, I'll just explain what it's doing. So we are importing our modules here. So we are importing the modules that we'll use in our DAG, and this is just a basic one. If you have worked with DAGs, you will probably have like long DAGs doing different things. So here I'm importing my modules. I'll be using a BigQuery to GCS operator, and this operator basically will help me to export the data from Google BigQuery table, and this one will load the data to a GCS bucket. This one is default configurations, basically the owner, the start date, retries. If you want to retry your DAG when it fails, you can specify it here. There's more configurations here. I'll just use these ones for now. And then right here, I have my project ID, and then the dataset for my BigQuery, and then the table ID. And then I have put here the GCS bucket name. Okay, and right here I'm basically starting my DAG, and I'm creating the object here, and I'm calling it as DAG, and I'm using context manager with close, so this one will close itself automatically. So right here I'm creating a dummy operator to signify that I'm starting my DAG, and also once I'm done I will also end it with a dummy operator. The main part for this one is happening right here. So I'm creating a task called export PQ to GCS. Basically we are exporting a pQuery table to Google Cloud Storage, and right here I'm using the pQuery to GCS operators. We have a lot of operators within Airflow, so you can go through that and see which operator. So if you have operator, for example Bash operator, if you have Python operator, so you can use all of the operators that are available for you. So for this one I'm leveraging this one for pQuery to GCS operator, and right here I'm just basically putting the configurations for this. So this is a task ID for this task, and then this one I'm specifying here the table in pQuery that we want to export, and the destination where we want to export it to. And when we do this in our packet, this one will be created a file with this name, with table ID. So the table ID here is this one, Chicago Crimes, and this one will be a CSV file. So you can, if you want to export it as a JSON file or another format that's supported, you can specify the format here. And then the format here again is CSV. The delimiter will be a comma delimiter, and I also want to include the header as well when this file is exported to GCS. And then after that, this is basically the execution now. So you are basically saying when this pipeline is executed, I want to start fast with the operator. This one starts fast, and then we next go to export to GCS, and then after that you can have your end operator right here. So actually we can move this one down here. We can move this one down here, like this, basic right here. Okay, so like that. Okay, so basically we are starting here, and the next one will be this one. We're exporting our table to GCS, and then we are ending our task. So this is the flow for that. If you want to run parallelly, if for example you have another table here that you want to export as well, you can put it here and change the name maybe to. And if you want to run this in parallel, you can do it like this. So you put them as a list, and then you put this guy right here, like so, and then do that like this. Okay, so this one will run in parallel. So this means when this one runs, both of these will be executed at the same time. Okay, so that means that you are running them in parallel. But in this case, I just have one task that I'm running it, and this one are running sequentially. So I'm just going to delete this, and I will save it. Okay, so this is our DAG, and now the next thing that we'll do is to upload it, and I saved that in my local environment. So the next thing that we'll need to do now is to upload this DAG, and to do that we need to go to our DAGs folder. So let me just go ahead and close the rest of this. I need to open the Airflow UI, and we only have one DAG now running. Once we upload this, we a DAG with the name, with this name, the DAG ID right here, pQuery to GCS export. So this DAG will be created, and it's going to show up here. And to upload, all you have to do is just go to here where it says DAGs. So just open this, and this one will open your DAGs folder right here, and all we have to do is basically upload the file, and this is that file here. So this is our DAG. I'm just, I selected it, uploaded it to our DAGs folder within our packet. The other way of doing that is if you open the composer here, you can go to your DAGs folder right here, and this will bring you to the same place, and just go ahead and upload it. Okay, so once we have our file now uploaded, that's it. It's going to be automatically recognized by the scheduler, and it is going to be uh, it's going to be shown here. Okay, so it might take a little bit before the scheduler recognizes it and uploads it to your UI. So if you just keep refreshing, it might take between 30 to 1 minute or probably more. And if there's any errors, you will see the errors showing up in your UI. So let's see how long it will take. So just keep refreshing. Okay, while this one is still loading, I quickly wanted to show you. So let me just quickly show you my BigQuery. So if we go to BigQuery right here, I think I do have BigQuery right here. Yeah, I will navigate to BigQuery, and again, I just have my data engineering as the project ID, and the dataset I used for that one was this one for CK data deck, and we had this table right here. So that's the table. Okay, so you can see in my BigQuery dataset ID, we have that table that we used in our DAG. Okay, so again, this is our project ID. This is a dataset ID, which is right here. Okay, and then the table ID is this one. So this will be the table that will be exported to BigQuery. That will be exported to Google Cloud Storage. Sorry. So this is a table that will be exported to Google Cloud Storage when our DAG runs. Okay, so you can preview the data for this, and you can see we have about 166,000 rows for that, and we have a number of columns as well. We also mentioned that when this table is exported, we want to include the headers. So basically, when the CSV is created, these field names will show up as the header in the CSV. If you say false here, then it's the table will be exported without the columns. Okay, so this is the BigQuery, and remember we didn't do anything else here, like create the BigQuery client or things like that. The reason for that is because this one is running in our Google Cloud environment. So we mentioned when we went through the overview that uh, Cloud Composer, one of the advantages is it can integrate seamlessly with the rest of your cloud services, and BigQuery is one of the services, and because you're just using the same project, it's able to automatically recognize that this is one of the service within the same environment. So you don't have to do anything else. The same thing with GCS, right? So you don't have to initialize the GCS client and go through the trouble of doing all of that. It is running within Google Cloud Platform. It recognizes and integrates very well with the rest of the services. All right, so let's go back and see if that one is now ready. Okay, so let's refresh it. Okay, there we go. So you can see now that our BigQuery to GCS export is showing up, and I think it automatically ran. We may have to, if you don't want to, if you don't want the DAG to actively run immediately when it's uploaded, I think there's a setting that you can put, but this one I think automatically executed after it got uploaded. Okay, so you can see that it ran successfully now, and if you, let's expand this, if you look at the graph, so this is how the graph looks like. The DAG for this, we have the start operator, and then the export to PQ, export PQ to GCS. And if you see this, if you go to the code, that is what we named the task ID. So we named export PQ to GCS, so that's what is showing up here, and then those are the other operators. So you can again see the code. the same code that we uploaded. Okay, so you can see that we have our code right here, and then you can see the logs as well. So if you go to the logs, you can see the logs, so you can see it started the execution here, and then it exported it right here. Okay, so inserting job did it right here. So you can see if there's any failures. You can also you can come here and it will show you if there are any failures. So you can see here executing extract of this one here. So let's see where it started. So it started the task here, and then it came down here to this section where it's extracting your table, and it is inserting it to GCS in this step right here. So you can monitor all the logs, all the logs within your DAG as well. Okay, you can see some of the details here. But yeah, that is how the DAG looks like once you upload. Okay, so now it says this one is scheduled daily. So tomorrow, if you don't post this DAG tomorrow, it's going to come back and run this DAG again. I think it runs at midnight when you just use the daily option. But you can use also specific hour and minute and even month when this runs. So the other thing that you can also do here is you can turn on and off. So if you don't want these tags to run anymore, you can turn them off, and you can see there's nothing active here now. But if you go to post, you can see that this one is now in a post status. Okay, and you can come back and manually turn it on, and if you want to trigger it manually again, you can do so here. And I think we'll do that. But before we do that, let's go back to our GCS packet. So we have the packet here. Let's go back to packets, and we mentioned that when this one runs, we want this table to be exported with the name of table ID, and it's going to be exported to CK-data-tech. So we want to see if there's a file now with Chicago Crimes PQ exported here. So if you open that, you can see that is this one right here, Chicago Crimes PQ, and this one also ran a few minutes ago. Okay, so you can open it and download it and inspect it once it's downloaded. All right. So you can see this is the file for that one. So that one's opening. It doesn't have to stop here. You can extend this one. Okay, so you can see that it's opening now, and this one is that file right here with the headers. But yeah, you can extend it. You can extend it. So from here, you can also have another step. If you want to send this one to SFTP, you can pick it from here, send it to SFTP location. If you want to send it through an email, you can also include additional step right here to do that as well. So you can do a lot with Airflow. This is just a quick example, but there's a lot that you can do with the environment. So we have now our two DAGs running here, and this is the one that we just uploaded. And that is what I wanted to show you, I guess, in this video. I just wanted to quickly show you the process of creating the Composer environment. And we did that. We created our environment. It took us some time. After that, we were able to interact with our Airflow DAG. So, you know, we created this DAG locally, and I showed you how to do that, how to upload it, and how to monitor once it is done. So I think quickly, let me just show you how to trigger it manually. So if you go here, there's a step here says trigger. So just go ahead and hit trigger, and you will see the progress for that one on this left side here. So you can see that it's starting, and then when it is this color, it's running here, and then when it's done, it's going to also turn to green. Okay, so you can monitor the logs as well when it's running. Okay, so you can see what it's doing, the pre-execution steps, and what is happening. So you can see now it's inserting this job, and when it's done, it's going to complete. So you can see this one is done, and if it fails, you can also see the failure status here as well. And I think it's going to append, it's going to override this file because it's the same one. So you can see the time has updated now, but it's the same file. So if you have versioning for this file, you can see the previous one was, I think we can do this non-current one. Soft delete. We don't have that. Okay. So yep, you can see now that this file has been created as well. Alright guys, I think that's all I had for you in this video. I just wanted to quickly show you how to create the environment and run a sample DAG, and I think we did that, and we are able to see our DAG here, and we can see the logs, we can see that it's doing what's supposed to do. And that's how you can schedule and orchestrate your pipelines using Apache Airflow. And again, this one is running within Google Cloud environment through managed service called Cloud Composer. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. Please go through it and let me know if there's something you want me to cover. Do give thumbs up to this video if you find it helpful, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe so that you can stay tuned and updated whenever I release similar videos. Alright guys, that's all I had for you in this video. I will see you next time. Bye bye.